So I wanted to pose a question for you guys. We all know the amount of draft capital and, the amount of capital in general as far as if you had to give up players that it would take to trade for a guy to say like Deshaun Watson, severely weakening your team and your draft picks and your ability to use draft picks to restock in the future. Most people, including myself, would love if the Niners made a move on a guy like Deshaun Watson, but the more and more we look at it, it just doesn't seem like a viable option. And in fact, ex-49er or former 49er Eric Davis, who played in the 90s as a cornerback, said that we just pretty much need to let that whole fantasy go. I'm guilty of perpetuating it, so I apologize. A lot of people also look at the opportunity for us to trade up in the draft. Again, if you trade up, say, in the top 5, you'd have to give up many, many picks into the future. And you, again, would severely hamper your ability to build a strong team because you just don't have the draft assets. So I have proposed to you an alternative solution. One of my viewers brought this to my attention a couple months ago. And he talked about, waiting till, say, like the second round to draft a quarterback. And there's one guy in particular that a lot of people have been talking about lately. He was the Senior Bowl MVP, Kellen Mond. He shares a similar resume to Colin Kaepernick, a similar play style, maybe not as strong of an arm, but as an ability to throw at anticipation, something Colin struggled with. And you start thinking about how much less you have to give up for said pick. You can almost, you could stay pat. If you have to move up, the Niners have multiple third rounders and fifth rounders, so that would be a more viable situation. And you look at it and you say, if you do something like that, eventually you could move off of Jimmy's hefty contract. And when you move off of Jimmy's hefty contract, if this guy turns out to be something, that's how you build a sustainable team for the next 4 to 5 years. And I feel like that's the most viable situation that the Niners can go with. If the Niners can be patient and wait till, say, like the second round and let the cards fall where they may, and they could draft a guy like Kellen Mond and have him sit at least part of the year, maybe grab another backup. I don't know if Rosen is the answer, and let that guy just absorb. He's got the physical tools. He's I don't know how many games he started, but he's definitely started more than Trey Lance, whose biggest thing is he just doesn't have enough game experience, and he played at a Division II school. But I just see the Niners going this route personally because I feel it gives them the best chance to win long term. The way you win long term in the NFL is you get guys on deals that are relatively cheap. You build as deep of a team as you possibly can with a young quarterback, and you go for it because eventually you're going to have to pay everybody. So hopefully the Niners see things my way and go this route and draft a guy like Kellen Mond in the second round. A lot of people are also saying Kyle Trask. I'd much rather have Mond. I think he's more athletic. And if they do that, they might give themselves a chance down the road to compete for a championship and have a nice, extended window going forward. But that's just my observation. I know some of you are big Kellen Mond advocates. Some of you don't know who he is. I suggest you go look at some film. He's pretty impressive. Grant Cohn was actually posting some stuff on Twitter, shows him throwing with anticipation. Very impressive. So that's just my observation. If you guys agree, great. If you don't, that's okay too. Hit me up in the comments if you like or dislike, and drop a subscribe if you like what you hear. All right, guys. I'll talk to everyone later. See you on the flip side.